It's about getting into schools and talking to young people because, you know, I know that people can change. And it's about talking to people and getting them to understand and perhaps step back from violence and prejudice and whatever. And we just need to work together and keep on the good fight there.
Absolutely. Hey there, guys. We are ecstatically happy to announce that we are associated with the Sophie Lancaster Foundation.
The times are changing, and with the unfortunate death of Sophie, those changes have made a massive impact for the future. If Sophie was with us still today, I can guarantee what you are doing will still be reaching so many lives of young teenagers, young adults, and those who wish to be as different as possible. So thank you very much.
To find out more about this incredible foundation and all the work they do, and more importantly, how you can help, head on over to www.sophielancasterfoundation.com.
What's going on? This is Charles from Jetski. You're listening to the Chronicles of Podcast with Tom and Jamie. You bloody idiot.
Hi guys. Oh, I'm 10, sorry. Oh, there we are. Hi guys. The Chronicles of Podcast. And this is the 60th edition, everybody. That's right, 60. So I think, does Alzheimer's start kicking in now or not? No, I don't know. That's probably shouldn't have made that joke. Apologies. I take it back. It's the Chronicles of Podcast. And these, Jamie, I believe, are the Chronicles of Jetski?
Yeah, they are the Chronicles of Jetski.
Wonderful. Let's get started. I'll get on the river. Hit it! Should we bring in the piece to resistance?
I think we definitely should.
Let's bring in that Yorkshire piece. Welcome to the bloody Chronicles of Jetski. We sit down with Charles Fitzgerald, the bloody singer from fucking Jetski. Absolute fucking champion band, if you ever listen to them. You really should check them bad boys out, I fucking bloody tell thee. Absolutely wonderful, isn't it, Jamie?
Oh, the absolute bloody champion, like you said. Absolutely magnificent, you could say. Got brand new single out, Joey and Zoe.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. I mean, if you haven't checked out Jetski, if you haven't listened to their song, you just need them in your life. Massive, big up, shout out to Jasmine at the Noise Cartel for setting this bad boy up. It was just so much fun. Like they are delivering. They are delivering at the moment, and we are hopefully doing the same back in kind, as it were. But this is one of my favorite interviews. Again, this is a great conversation. It just had so much fun.
It was. This was so much fun. It's amazing to learn about bands that you're not all that familiar with. You know, we're not shy in admitting the Noise Cartel offered us, and we'll check them out and went, yeah, fuck yeah, we'll have these. These are superb. And you get annoyed with yourself for never hearing these bands before because they are awesome. You just put them on, you instantly feel happy. You're having a little head jig. I was writing the questions for this interview while listening to them, dancing away. It's just they're absolutely superb. And as I said, got a brand new single out, Joey and Zoe. And today, the day this episode drops, they have a brand new EP out, and we cannot recommend you go check it out enough. They are absolutely incredible. You really need to go check out Jetski.
Like Jamie said, for the family, the new EP is out right now. So if you haven't listened to it yet, get it in your ears right now. We'll wait.
Did you dance? I bet you danced.
Did you enjoy it? Was it great? Was it fun? Oh, did you? Did it suit you? So it suit you. Oh, you loved it, didn't you? Oh, yes, you did. Oh. I did them with some fast show. But guys, this is a great, and there are some major tangents in here. We might talk about Jason Derulo. So we might talk about rappers, and a weird 1 hour YouTube video on YouTube with just Jason Derulo saying his name. So yeah, you need to check this interview out. We hope that you've really enjoyed this. Jamie!
Yes, sir.
Any final words?
Just a massive thank you to Charles. Thank you for coming and sitting down and talking to us. This genuinely was so much fun. I enjoyed this so much. People, You are going to love this one, and you're especially going to love finding out where they got their name from.
Oh, yippity yeah. Charles, thank you so much for sitting down and chatting with my friend. We've really thoroughly fucking enjoyed it. We look forward to coming to you live sometime soon, and we'll come and sit down with all the boys, and we'll give everybody what they want, a full jet ski interview with every single member. It's going to be great, and we look forward to chatting again soon. Noise Cartel, Jasmine, thank you ever so much for setting this up. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, interviewing this week, it's Charles Fitzgerald from Jetski. Yeah. But no, we really appreciate you coming on, man. I know, obviously, Jasmine at the Noise Cartel organised all this, so she literally was like, do you want to interview these guys? Like, yeah.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, thank you.
No, not at all, man, especially because you hail from the Marty Sheffield, so I'm not going to... Yeah, that's where my bloody family are from. So I was like, that's a bloody lovely. Have them lads on, absolutely. Fucking champion, that.
I like how much pride everybody has about it, you know. Whenever I go on shows or through work or anything, anybody you meet who's got any kind of tie to Yorkshire, they just can't wait to tell you, and I love that. I like that everyone's so proud of it. You know, it's like, 'cause there's certain places, man, people don't shout about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, someone's like, oh, yeah, I don't know, like, I'm not too proud of being where I'm from. So I like it when people are.
I was going to say, I get the opposite reaction when I tell people I'm from Birmingham. They're like, oh, I went through there once.
Yeah, people give Birmingham a hard time, man. I like Birmingham a lot.
Yeah.
I think you just got to give it a couple tries. I think that's the main thing.
Is that what it is? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
You got to see it out, man. Because I was there, I went there loads for shows and for work and just hanging out. Used to skate a lot, so we'd go there to skate. And I always thought I didn't like it. And then just recently when we played there on tour, I was like, this place is sick. I was like, I actually really like it. There's loads of fun things to see and do. Someone drove past me in a car listening to bassline while doing a NOS balloon, and they were driving. And I was like, what more texture do you want from a place? Do you know what I mean? I was like, that's texture.
That's my home right there. That's my home. I gotta say, Tom, as well, by the way, we like to look at people's backgrounds when we do these things. I think it's the first time I've ever seen diplomas on the wall for a background, so I'm impressed.
Thanks, Bob. I put them up so people don't think this is the room I just smoked weed in. Like, that's it's like a distraction. People come in and they think like, oh, there's like lights and some monitors. Like, this guy's probably doing work in here, but I'm just in here playing Minecraft, getting super high all the time. So, you know. But
at the same time, very educated. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, there you go. You know what I mean? I know what I'm doing isn't the best use of my time. And I've learned that.
As it says so, right here.
Yeah, there you go. I did something one time. There you
go. So essentially, my friend, what happens here is Jamie's going to do a really nice introduction, like lure you into a false sense of security, and then we're going to literally bombard the living fuck out of you with questions. How does that sound?
Yeah, sure thing. Yeah, I'm down. I'm excited.
Magnif. Obviously, it's like you can say whatever you like, as long as there's no Heil Hitlers or God, I love Putin, we're absolutely fine.
Sure thing. I'll take those off the hit list then of things I was going to touch on in this interview.
Yeah, that's half the questions gone.
I love how it changes. Last interview we did, it was Kat Von D. This week it's Putin. I love it. It changes.
Oh, we can't talk about Kat Von D.
No, she's a Nazi, isn't she?
Oh, she's a Nazi?
Yeah, no, she's like a Nazi sympathizer. Yeah, 100%.
Oh, man. Do you know what? I'm like not surprised anymore because I like find out people like Kat Von D. Like, I could see Kat Von D hanging out at like the white supremacist like hangout spot in LA. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I could see that happening. But then I find out all the time that people who I love and I think are incredibly innocent people are just as bad. And I'm just like, there's no gauge anymore. There's no visual gauge of whether someone's a wrong'un. It doesn't exist. It's so weird.
That's quote like of my life now. There's no visual indicator.
They were definitely used to be more. You could spot them a mile away. Be like, that guy, he's doing some sus stuff. And then now it's just everybody. So, yeah. Weird time to be into stuff.
There's no clear gauge if someone's a wrong-un. That's my new favourite thing I've ever heard in my life.
It's just not. There's no gauge. Say it all the time.
Oh, right. Let's try to do this intro. Right.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we bring you another wonderful guest. As everyone knows, we like to highlight people and artists we think you should be checking out, and today is no exception. Today's guest is a vocalist and guitar player for a band who have taken over the hometown of Sheffield, and next up is the world. Ladies and gentlemen, today we speak to Charles Fitzgerald as we welcome you to the Chronicles of Jetski.
We're all clapping.
Love it.
Is that the vibe?
Yeah,
Everyone
gotta
gonna
have a little clap.
If you want to clap yourself, go for it. By all means, it's all good. We know what we're in for now here, boys. We know what we're in for. But Charles, I suppose the big hard-hitting question that everyone wants to know the answer to, obviously, is how was your pandemic season? How were the last 2 years for you?
Like awful, like everyone's was, for the same reasons everyone's was awful. But to not dwell on that and to maybe place that trauma on a little shelf and not touch on it. It was a relatively productive time for me as a person and I guess us as a band. You know, like just went through the same chaos everybody else did, just got super high and played video games and didn't do anything. Appreciated the time off initially, and then that slowly turned into fucking hell, this is crazy. Like I don't know how to operate. So the things that occupy my mind, like making music and graphic design and, you know, sort of planning and figuring out how we can get our music to more people. That was the main focus of my pandemic. But obviously that makes it sound really productive and like I did loads of things and I turned it to a nice thing. It was still terrible, it was still awful, just like everybody else was. But yeah, productive.
Good. I mean, at least you brought a positive out of the negative, you know. I mean, like for everybody, like I said, I was furloughed for like nearly a year. So the summer was fucking phenomenal. Going outside, doing all that bits and pieces. And obviously when the autumn starts creeping, the winter, you're all like, yeah, well, this is shit.
Yeah, for sure. I think everybody experienced that when it was kind of like a much needed, like I thought, break from regular life. I mean, it's chaotic, especially just working a 9-to-5 job, man, doing your thing, you know, and then little projects on the side and whatever you might do and seeing family and friends. It's very hectic being a person. It's quite tough. So off the bat, it was like a kind of needed break, I felt. And then, like you say, it got to a certain point and it was like, ugh, this is just awful. Like this is no fun anymore. You know, when is it going to be over?
Yep. When lockdown 3 came, everyone was like, are you for real? Like, fuck me. Why are we doing this again? Like, either do it consistently or don't do it at all. Like, what's all this? Okay, you've got now. Oh, no, wait, hang on. No, you can't. No, you can't. You could go out all for 5 minutes as long as it's a Thursday around 11.
I stopped looking at my phone and started looking outside to gauge what the vibe was. Like it was a point where there was so much conflicting information online about what, like, you know, like the fake news side of it, and then constantly changing guidelines from official people. There was some days where I remember just looking outside and being like, there's quite a few people outside. Like, are we cool? Are we good to go? Yeah. Like we can do that right now. I remember the first part where I wore gloves to the shop and not a mask. That was pretty hectic. They were like, put the gloves on. Yeah, I wore within like the first week of the pandemic, I'd say. I went to the corner shop that was maybe 500 yards from my house. I thought that was a relatively safe trip. And they were like gloves on the way in, but no mask. And then like a month later, people were like wearing a mask all the time. And I was like, oh, I've got it. It's over. I've been putting about no mask. But yeah, I mean, glad it's over. Do you know what I mean? Some good things came from it. Some awful things came from it. But yeah, glad it's over. Yeah, it's just one big blur now to me.
It's weird, isn't it? It just feels like it was like years ago now. Anyway, we'll move on. We're here to talk about your band, not about fucking pandemic. So,
but take us back, sir. Before we learn more about the band, let's learn a little bit more about you. What did young Master Charles want to be when he was growing up? Was it always music for you? Or was it something completely different?
I didn't feel all that much direction as a kid as to what I was going to do. I always had an intense love of music, and like I did all the things that when you hear about people who've like wanted to be musicians their entire life, I did those things, like put little fake concerts on and, you know, like obsessed over footage of people playing guitar and obsessed over new bands and new music, and did all those things. But I never ever thought that I was going to attempt to be a musician. That weren't a plan. At one point, I really, really wanted to be an archaeologist. I thought that could be like the sick job, you know, a really good one to do. And then I quickly found out how smart you have to be to do that shit. And I was like, no, that's not for me. I'm a bit too slow. But yeah, I think I got in it when I was about 15, 16, maybe a little bit younger, about 13, 14. I started skateboarding, and I started filming and taking photos of skateboarding, and that kind of gave me a love of, you know, like digital media and videos, photos, extending to graphic design as I got a little bit older. So yeah, young Charles didn't want to be in a band, but he wanted to do something, I guess.
I've always wondered, skateboarding camera people, how they never smash into shit or like fall over, because obviously they're focusing so much on the other person skating, they don't just like crash into something. I've never seen it happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it comes from, one, if you're clever about it, you don't start filming people until you feel all right on a skateboard for the most part. So, and then also, I mean, a lot of the time, man, like all my money was in camera gear when I was filming skateboard. Every quid that I earned, I would spend on different things to improve what I was doing. And it was my life. And there's like video footage of me like filming lines and stuff and throwing myself on the floor and tucking the camera into my chest and stuff, because if it got broke, I couldn't replace it. So it made me value it a lot. And I think that's the case for a lot of like skate filmers, is they really value what they've got, and they'll rather take it a shoulder to concrete than take a nice camera to the ground, you know?
Damn.
Oh, it's it's weird. Something else when you were saying then about skateboarding is the correlation between skateboarding and rock music. They seem to just go hand in hand, like it's part of the subculture together. Were you into rock music and then skateboarding came along, or was it the other way around?
Yeah, I mean, I was into like the sort of music your uncle, your standard rock and roll metal liking uncle could get you into. So things like Metallica and Green Day and Foo Fighters and stuff like that. My mum and dad loved music, but never particularly the rock and metal stuff. And then I went into a skate shop quite a lot, like when we were growing up, and I just used to ask every single song that was on in there, because it was always sick music that I like hadn't heard. And the guy who worked there, Adam Puck, who was my good friend for quite a long time, he gave me a USB to stop me asking. And it was a USB full, I know. And it was a USB full of everything from like Cypress Hill to Tiger's Jaw to like Rival Mob and Incendiary and just like, and thrash metal, like Municipal Waste. And it had literally every single genre you could think of. He was the most eclectic guy. And most of my music taste is still what was on that USB for the most part. I've not branched out too much. I'll try and find new music all the time. But yeah, it really came from that. And I think for him having that, it was that skate videos and stuff always had soundtracks to them, and it would normally punk and metal, and you remember the guys like the thing like the CKY videos and stuff like that. Like it branched out a little bit to things like him and whatever, but it was majority hip hop or like punk and skate punk. So those two became my like favorite genres quickly because of skateboarding.
I love that. That's awesome. So obviously you're a guitarist and a vocalist in your band. Which were you driven to first? Was it singing or guitar? And was the other one just out of necessity, or did you want to do both?
Yeah, guitar at first. I played guitar in one band before this, where I was just playing guitar and doing backing vocals. And yeah, definitely guitar before anything. I always really liked writing songs, and I'd write my own lyrics to songs and stuff, but they were always intended for like somebody else to do their thing too, you know. I never felt particularly confident as a vocalist. And normally when I write music, it's not often my voice that I hear in my head singing over it. It's normally like different styles and stuff. And I always felt like, you know, when I do vocals now, I'm often impersonating what the person that I'd like to be on the track. Do you know what I mean? That's normally where my head's at when I'm doing it. And yeah, so getting into doing vocals and stuff, it was just, I got a bit better at it. I practiced it more often. I felt more confident in doing it. My friends who I was playing music with told me that it was good enough to show to people, and I trusted them to not sell me down river. So I started doing it, yeah, but definitely guitar first.
I've just got this image of you singing backing vocals as your band and going, do you know what? I'm pretty good at this. Get the fuck out of here, you.
No, do you know that wasn't anywhere near the vibe? But I like, the band that I used to play in, that he had a very, very characteristic vocalist. It was somebody who sounded very much like himself on anything that he did, and my vocal style is like the opposite of that. It changes, song to song, and like that's something that I do quite like about Jetski, is that we have really varying vocal parts.
Yeah.
So who exactly has influenced Jetski? What sort of bands or musicians or artists have influenced your style of music?
I guess our personal style is bands like Modern Baseball, and bands like Title Fight and Basement and Tiger's Jaw. A lot of the American emo sort of sounds. And then bands like American football and Tiny Moving Parts, a little bit more intricate guitar stuff. But as a music taste, as a collective, and often what we bring to a practice and be like, we should do something like this, is often quite far outside genres like that. I personally really like all the new wave, like British stuff, with like Fontaine's DC and bands like Inhaler and stuff like that. That's something I'm really like enjoying at the moment. And then Alex, our drummer, is just in pure progland at all times. Is just Rush, just a lot of Rush all the time. Anything that's like really intricate to play and isn't in a normal time signature, that's where his head's at. Jack, into everything, you know what I mean, and Elliot's the same. And yeah, so it's all a big mashup. It's hard to say quite exactly who and why.
Yeah, because when I was checking you guys out, I was like, it's really funky, really proggy, and really like Britpop indie style. Like it's great.
Oh, nice.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I found myself at the bus at like just getting a bit like that sort of like swing sort of thing. I don't know. I love it. It was great.
Yeah, some groove. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was.
You can't make.
Wonderful.
I like making music to dance to. You know, that's what I think about when I'm doing it. Is you want something you can actually like have a jive to, and jumping up and down is great, and beating the shit out of each other is great too. I love all things that people do at our shows. But yeah, when I see somebody actually really like enjoying the groove and having a dance, like Jamiroquai's on, that's when like, if they look like they're listening to Jamiroquai, then I'm like, we're on the money, we're doing well.
I completely agree with that, because I had the same thing. I was sat here earlier writing my questions, listening to you guys, and I was like, I can't concentrate. I'm just too busy dancing.
It's Alex, man, our drummer. He makes everything. He's the core of our sound, I believe, and he makes everything really interesting. There's always something new,
It's brilliant. So, how did you guys meet then? Because
I met them. I met all of them at the same time in the same year of my life when I was 12. But a bit like separately. So I met Jack in school. We were in the same like high school together, and bonded over like, it was kind of like a golden time for like YouTube content. There was a lot of good stuff on YouTube at that time, and everyone was quite obsessed with it. And so just bonded over stuff like that, and film and TV and a lot of music. And our music taste is pretty much the same, and it has been since we met. And I met Alex and Elliot. I met their sister first. They got a little sister, and I met her at the skate park, and I had a bit of a crush on her. And then I like met both of them because they both skated, and I was like, oh, these two are like way too cool, and also they'll probably knock me out, so I should stop like trying to flirt with their sister. And then I met them, and then me and Alex were good friends at first, and and when I met Alex, our drummer, I was like, this is honestly the only guy I've met who's as weird as me. I was like, he's the only person who I feel on a level with about how strange he is. I used to go around to his house, and he'd show me all the world records he held on like Rock Band. He would like play Rock Band and Guitar Hero and get world records for songs, because he's so incredible. He's just, with gaming and anything to do with the screen in his hands, he's just killer. And I was like, yeah, this dude's like on the level. He's so strange. I was like, that's sick. And then Elliot is just one of the funniest and kindest and nicest blokes I've ever met in my life. So yeah, met them all in the same year. Was friends with them, like separate for pretty much my entire life from there on in. And then when I was like 18, I started jamming where Alex and Elliot, their band broke up, and that they were in before, and started hanging out. needed a bass player. I was like, well, Jack, I saw him play bass at least once in high school, like maybe, but also at max 5 times. So I was like, he can probably do it. And then I brought him in, and he killed it and was great at it. So yeah, but known all of them for an awfully long time, and then sort of introduced them to each other when I was about 18.
That's awesome.
That is incredible. Yeah. What really throws me, Charles, is your band is obviously called Jetski, right? You're from Sheffield, or Rotherham, whatever, which is in the centre of England. There's no body of water around where you guys are from. So where the hell did the name come from?
So we always we were sat down once we'd written some music together. We were sat down trying to think of a name for it. We'd spitballed names it passed, but we're going to release it, so we needed to really decide on one. And we went into it with the thought of they don't matter. They really don't matter. It's like, I think some words do look cool, and look good, but I think if your music's good and everything you do around it's good, it doesn't really matter what the name is. So we thought our music sounded quite sunshiny. It was quite good vibe music. Made me think of the seaside. We have songs about going to the seaside, and stuff like that. And we were going to call it water sports, and then I found out that water sports is a porn category for people who like getting pissed on and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I do marketing, and I know how hard it is to compete against the SEO results. And I was like, I don't want to fight Google listings for porn, because you're never going to win no matter what you are. So we were just like, what's our favorite of the water sports, if there's loads of them? Do you know what I mean? And wakeboarding's a bit of a mouthful, so we went with jet ski. I guess that's the top and bottom of it, really. It's a really silly reason to have a really silly name.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's literally the greatest answer ever.
Everyone always says they like it, so I guess it panned out well. But yeah, that's the legit. There's also a band called Water Parks who were massive, and we thought, and they're really good, and we were like, oh, I don't want to seem like you're coattailing, but the main reason is the porn stuff. Yeah. Crazy.
It's not where I thought that was going.
No, it's a weird one, but it's truthfully, I'd be lying if I told you what else. So yeah, that's how it happened.
Which one of the band was it that Googled it to find that out? That's what
I think Alex already knew. He knows. Alex knows about all sorts of internet things. He makes me feel like an old man sometimes. He quote a meme that's been popularized in the last hour, and I'm like, well, I don't know. So Alex had an intrinsic knowledge of the piss porn already before anything else. So yeah, I think so. I hope I'm not. That's what I remember anyway. I hope I'm not dobbing it in. He's going to watch this and be like, Elliot knew it. And I'm like, yeah.
He's not here to defend himself. It's fine.
Yeah, he's not here. Yeah, it's true.
Following on from the name, though, one thing I saw when I was looking up you guys, you're referred to as the world's #1 band, everywhere. other than the fact that you clearly are, where did that come from?
Yeah, I put it on a poster. We played the Lead Mill in Sheffield, which is kind of like an iconic venue here, and we were kind of gambling on it being a good show. We didn't really know if we could pull all that many people out to fill the place up. And above it, I wrote, if you don't sell this out, we'll quit, is what I wrote in the, above, just because I do this all the time. When I make posters and stuff, I hide little messages. And if someone looks at it for longer than 5 seconds, then it's almost like a reward for engaging in what I've made. You know what I mean? So I put that, and I think again, Alex was just nah, it's too self-deprecating. We want to go into this triumphantly. And I was just it would just put the world's #1 band. So I did. It was the world's #1 band plays the world's biggest show or something like that. And then it kind of, just in the comment section, people just started saying it all the time, just world's #1 band. And then we get referred to it, and people say thanks to the world's #1 band, and they get merch and stuff like that. So then I put it on a massive banner. I put it on a huge backdrop, the world's #1 band Jetski. And we've played many support slots where we've had a banner that said we were the world's #1, with bands that we really love and respect, and just turning up and just be we'll just put this here. And yeah, it's not something. It's not. I think it was our Instagram bio for a bit. It's not something I've put on anything recently, but I think it has like a life of its own now. And it's going to look like we never leaned into it. It's going to look like people just think we're great, but and really, I guess it's just a reference to people who've been around for a little while in our fan base.
Just really made me laugh. I was like, Spotify. I always look at the band's bio on a Spotify, and it's literally just the world's #1 band at Jetski on all social medias. That's it. I was like,
yeah, because I think people dress. We try our absolute best not to dress everything we do up too much. Like I feel like when people nowadays, I think right now, especially within like alternative UK music, there's a big push for all-encompassing worlds around music. Bands like Static Dress and stuff, and where there's so much content to absorb outside of the band, and you maybe don't know too much about them, and that's part of the idea, and I love that. I think it's so cool. It's like comic books and teasers and all this stuff. It's really cool. It's really sick. But I personally don't have the work ethic, because that's a lot to keep up, man. To like the work that those guys and people who do that stuff in a lot heavy visuals like Code Orange and stuff like that, the work that you put in is crazy. So one, it's a bit of a cop out because I can't be asked to do all the work, and two, I want it to feel personable, and I want people to be able to feel like they could, like we're not no different. There's no barrier between anybody, you know what I mean? Like you just talk to each other the same way as you talk to anybody else you meet at a gig, or if you want to message us something, and we have people message us lovely stuff, man. Tell us songs have helped and songs have been part of their life and all this sort of stuff. And I feel like they probably feel more comfortable to do that because we try to be ourselves and try and not muddy it up with some like press pack bio where it's like, you know what I mean, the hottest new thing out of the UK. You know what I mean? The press pack we send out to people is like a full piss take on that. It's like about us having a quest to be the world's #1 band. Like all the press pack stuff that we send out to people is meant to be like, look, this is silly. Just listen to tunes and watch the videos and see if you like it. Do you know what I mean? Because that's all there is to really do.
Can't argue with that, to be fair. No.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. We just try and keep it short and sweet.
Oh, fucking love it. So your first single was Easy Peeler. Is that right? Yeah, Easy Peeler. So how long after forming and you bringing everyone together did it take to get that song out into the world?
I mean, we jammed for a while, like maybe a year before, and all the time, like 2 days a week, and relentlessly shredded through song ideas. Easy Peeler was written, I think I wrote the bulk of that song when I was about 16, so I had the song for quite a while. And then obviously it gets twisted and changed with being in a band with people who contribute and change things. And yeah, I think it was like a year from us, like maybe having it down to be like, this is sound, to it being out there.
What exactly is the Jetski process then? Like, is it like music first, lyrics second, or does someone go, check this drum track out, right, let me put a bass on over that, right, I'll put some guitars over it, and then how does it all work? Like, and obviously I take it you write the lyrics, as you just obviously stated a few times already.
We definitely all contribute in all ways all the time, and it's always different. I mean, I talk to other people about how their songwriting processes are, and I think a lot of the time it boils down to it's one dude or two dudes. Do you know what I mean? And then there's maybe some contribution structurally and stuff from other members of the band, but it really boils down. And I don't think it's ever been like that for us. We all write songs. We are all increasingly, learning new skills when writing songs. So someone's always very excited to show you their new thing when you get together. So yeah, from literally every angle you can imagine, like it never really felt like the same way for two songs. Do you know what I mean? Everything's been really different.
I love that, because you're right, there is a lot of bands where it's two, maybe sometimes even one member of the band writes the songs. Lennon and McCartney, the other guys just play what they're told to. It's great that you actually get everyone involved. It is a jet ski song. I love that.
Yeah,
It's great.
100%. It wouldn't work with any of us as individuals. Like even when someone brings a song that's like not finished, but it's like a full song, like you think it's done, and then you bring it to people, and then they go, "It's not done. There's this and this and this." And like another time, someone can just be jamming something in between running the set list, and someone's like, "Oh, what's that?" And then you just run through it and build on it. Like happens in a bunch of different ways, and it's definitely all a really equal contribution.
Do you find yourself at moments in like the most inappropriate times, and you think of like a tune or some lyrics, or whatever, you go, "Shit, how do I write this down?" Like in bed or in the shower or something. It's get your notes out, like, oh. Like,
yeah, for sure. I mean, I do write the bulk of lyrical content. We all contribute, but I'd say the bulk of it's in my hands, and I don't touch on too serious of topics, to be honest, in the majority of the music we've got. Like definitely let people in, and you do share stuff, but that's always in an aim of making it feel grounded to the listener. It's never really just the subject of, they tend to be quite whimsical, fun, light-hearted songs. So often it's like fitting words into songs that I don't think I could like fit in. Like we just put out a new tune called Joey and Zoe, and I rhyme balcony with alchemy, and I've wanted to put alchemy in a song for ages, and I just, you see some words next to each other, normally close together in a sentence of something I'm reading, and I'm like, those words work. So, and everyone always attaches their own meaning to stuff anyway. So I think it's just like, for us, it's like sport writing lyrics. It's just like trying to make something really catchy and has some, message and content to it at the same time.
Are there any words you're like desperate to put into a song that you really want to put in there for no reason?
It's stuff with just like long syllables, stuff that's like 4 or 5 syllables long really interests me, because you have to create vocal patterns to fit words in. I'm trying to think of something that we were going. I was doing Albuquerque was one the other day. I was trying to write like a Midwestern emo sort of song, and I was saying anywhere from Aberdeen to Albuquerque, and I was trying to figure out what would connect those things, and I didn't quite figure it out. So that's something that I'll work on, and hopefully you'll hear it in a jet ski song sometime soon, because that's the best shit.
I can't wait.
I just imagine you've got this list of words up in the studio, like, come on, boys, we can get them in. We can do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes it's like a quiet struggle, that stuff. I don't know how often that I tell them that I'm doing that. Like, I think it's just like an internal thing of like, come on, you read that thing earlier, you could fit that into this somehow. But it's more, it's just like challenge round. It's like being in jet ski as a songwriter is like a Takeshi's Castle challenge. It's just you're just fighting to just get through loads of weird shit to get out what you want at the end, and it makes it really fun.
I love that, because we've spoken to so many like songwriters, and you hear loads of songwriters going, "Oh, I went for this traumatic experience, I had to write a song about it. Oh, there's all this stuff like is all comes from the heart, personal experience." And you're out there, you're just like, let's have some fun, baby. Let's rhyme words of Albuquerque. Sure. Come on, let's go.
I think it stems from, because I have written songs that are super close and intrinsic to, my life and our lives and things we've been through. Like, it's by no means the sunshine in the lyrics is by no means a reflection of anybody in the band's personal state or personal lives or affairs or whatever. It's like meant to be entertainment and meant to be a bit of a break from what is currently a pretty hectic situation. Do you know what I mean? And has been a pretty hectic situation. Life has been particularly hard for a while. Do you know what I mean? So it's meant to be something to lift you up and out of that. I also feel like we're not in any particular position of power. So there's and I think when we maybe do have more of a backing, then maybe lyrical content will be, stuff that we want to shed light on and want to share. I think when I felt like it would make a difference, I would maybe start, letting people in on maybe deeper subjects that I like to talk about. But I love giving, people that break silly songs. Do you know what I mean? Alchemy on the Balcony. Have a go on that. It's just fun.
I love it. It's amazing. So you referenced it a moment ago. Last month, you released your latest single, Joey and Zoe, which is superb. As we were saying earlier, it's a proper head bopper. I was sat there, just heads going. It's great. How's the feedback been so far for the song?
Rad. I mean, rad. Just lovely. Just everyone's so lovely. Like getting people who've been like fans of us for like a long time dropping in and being like, people who spent money on merchandise and stuff like that when we were like brand new, and just being like, I'm glad that I stayed. I'm glad that I hung around and like supported you. That stuff has meant the most to me. Do you know what I mean? And people saying that they love seeing us grow and stuff like that. And then obviously the accolades are more corporate things, like and that side of music with Radio 1 playing us a bunch of times over a couple different shows, and people like yourselves being interested to talk to us, because this is a first time thing for us to have something to say, or people want to hear what we want to say, so that all that stuff's been very like affirming that we're on like the right track. But yeah, the reception has just been beautiful. Couldn't ask for anything more.
That's amazing. Are we your first podcast then?
Yeah, this is the first podcast I've done. It's not the first. I've done a couple of these type things, but this is the first time I think it's a label as a podcast. It's more long form.
Oh, we love,
which I'm stoked on.
I
love podcasts. I listen to them literally every day. I listen to a bunch of podcasts all the time, so it's fun to participate in one. I've got to say though, it just feels like a chat. It doesn't feel like a
That's the whole point.
Which I guess I should have seen coming, but whenever I watch, whenever I watch my podcast that I like, it always seems like a bit more of a performance, I guess. This doesn't feel like that, which is nice.
Yeah, I think that's a little niche that we have here. That I know it's meant to be about you, but apologies.
No, I'm down. I want to hear about
it. We like to make it feel like there's mates in a bar chatting.
Yeah, it does feel like that. It's
we don't like. So nice why do you write music? So why do you like guitar? Music, you know what I mean? It's just it's like to have a bit of banter, isn't it?
For sure. I think there's I think there's podcasts that try and simulate that, and they often don't achieve it. Like, and it's meant to feel like super cozy and super like just pals hanging out. I think a lot of the time they're so tightly produced and scripted that you thought it doesn't have the pace of people talking. It has the pace of like a late night talk show. Do you know what I mean? Even though like they're not interviewing and they're just sat about chatting, they can get carried away with it. So it's nice to have it less structured like this.
Oh, appreciate it, Charles. Thank you, mate. But you only have 5 songs on Spotify. So does this mean there's an EP? Is there an EP on the way? Is an album on the way? Like what's going on?
We've got an EP called For the Family coming out on the 21st of October. It's 3 tracks. First single of which is Joey and Zoe, which is already out there. There's 2 more tracks called Jack's Song and Curbside. There's a music video to follow for Curbside, which is one of I'm more proud of the video than I think I am of the record. I think the video is amazing. We've got an EP coming out. The EP is a response to that 5 songs, because we've, through some fault of our own and then some fault of the world and the pandemic and the big, slamming the anchors on everything, we've really drip fed music, and it's worked in our favor somehow because, people are hungry for it. They want new tunes. They're letting us know all the time that they want new tunes. So the EP is like we're still here, still sending it. And also here's like 3 tunes. Sorry about the wait kind of vibe.
Do you find that with like Spotify and the fact that we can get content like this, there's more of a demand for it now? Like, give me a song. So give me a new one. I've listened to that already. Like, I want another song. Can I have another song now?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like you're just competing with a pace, like from corporately successful commercially successful musicians. Like there's a pace there. I mean, if you look at like, just talking about big names here, like Jason Derulo, things like that. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're thinking about the big dude, look at what they're doing. They're on TikTok 4 or 5 times a day. Do you know what I mean? It's like the pace that people are getting accustomed to for content from and new stuff from musicians is insane. But because of that, stuff's been quite quickly forgotten. There's things with like 300 songs with 300 million YouTube views in the first like, do you know what I mean? Like month of it being out, and then it falls wayside. So yeah, I think we don't want to attempt to match that pace. That's not something that we're interested in doing. None of us are particularly good at dancing, so we're not doing any of the challenges, and we're not. It's just not really for us. But saying that though, we had a small venture into TikTok and stuff like that, and we had a video get like 500,000 views and like 50,000 likes in like one day. So and then that made us like feel like, oh, we should push TikTok, we should do it all the time. But the way the algorithm works, it just randomly selects things to become successful, because there was no particular reason that video should have gone viral or ish viral. And yeah, we quickly were like, this is just not, it's not us. Do you know what I mean? We always like to have content in the barrel, but not at the pace that people are doing it now.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned Jason Derulo. I wonder if his record label or management team will ever go, how many times, Jason, do you reckon you can fit your name into a song? And do you want to just have a song that's just your name, or would that be too obvious?
Yeah, their calling card is brilliant. I've always really enjoyed that about like popular music, pop music in general, is like, there's like all these calling cards, and I really want Jetski to have one. Like, if you heard DJ Khaled shouts, "We the best music," which is like his, I think like that's his label maybe or something like that. But he shouts it at the start of any song he's even a little bit a part of. Like he might have just like assistant produced it, and it's like the start of the song is like, "We the best music, DJ Khaled," and I think that's so sick. Like if I featured on somebody else's song, I'm shouting Jetski straight away. Like if I'll treat it like an MC. Do you know what I mean? I'll like, if I was featured on someone's song, I'd be like Jetski, and then I'd sing. Do you know what I mean? I like it. It's a cool tactic. Just say your name loads of times.
I actually did ask a rapper. We interviewed a rapper a while ago, and I asked him, "Why do you sing your name in songs?" And his actual answer was, "I don't know."
Yeah,
like,
yeah, for sure. I think like there's a copy and paste thing to be successful at the moment, like within, because I really like it all, don't get me wrong. Like I really like drill music, I really like just like UK hip hop, like, I love all that sort of stuff, but there is like defined looks, flows, personality sort of styles, lyrical content. There's like all these things that I like, they're laid out, and if you can fit that mold and you can do it well, and you've got like a sick social media game, like you might be successful. Like it's actually a pretty good chance. So I reckon everyone just fits into it, and they're like, is everybody else saying their name? Yeah, all right, cool, I'm gonna say my name. Do you know what I mean? Like that's
it works in the sense though, like you said Jason Derulo, then my head instantly went Jason Derulo. I couldn't tell you a single Jason Derulo song. I'm not a fan of that sort of music.
I don't think I
know that.
Yeah, 100%. I think I like it. It's memorable. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you ever guys remember that advert that was like, you buy one, you get one free. You buy one, you get one free. No one ever went and got any of them windows ever. No one ever went. But everyone knew that guy, and everyone knew who they were. Like, so I guess if you did need windows, you think of that guy. And I reckon if you're thinking of pop music, what should I listen to? And your head's just like Jason Derulo. Like that. I think that's, I don't know. Might be like subconscious.
It's, again, but as you mentioned about the advert with the buy one get one free, it's like Hastings Direct. 0800 00 1066. Like
Churchill, all of it. I think Jetski are going to need one. I think that we're going to need some sort of calling card that's on like every song. Might just do like a massive pick slide before everything, just a big for like every song. So when your playlist switches us up and puts you in shuffle, hear that and you're like, oh, it's a Jetski tune.
I think we're taking the piss. It's clever. It works. Like,
oh yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Like, criticize these things, criticize TikTok, criticize all that madness all you want, but it all fucking works, man.
It really does.
It works well. It's impressive.
I really want your new single now to just start with Jetski really loud at the start.
Yeah. I'm down. We're gonna have to say it. We're gonna have to say it at some point. Like, loads of my favorite hardcore bands used to do it. Like, Brace War. Are you heard the band Brace War? You guys listen to those ever?
No, I don't
like
know.
Sort of old school hardcore punk band. And their like biggest tune just had this like huge build up. It was like the first song on their EP. It just goes Brace War, and then bangs in. Like they just shout their own name. It's rad. I'm gonna get on that vibe. You guys have inspired me. I'm feeling it.
Oh, then it's almost like movies though, where people watch TV or movies and they say the name of the movie. You go, cool, let's turn that off. Then that's done. So, I think it's in Family Guy, that joke. I'm pretty sure it's in Family Guy.
It's like, they said it. It's gonna say it. Said it. Yeah, I know that one. Yeah. Yeah, me and my girlfriend do that whenever we're watching a film that's like they say the name of it, where it's like comically look at each other. You have to like look away from the TV and it's like, you did it. You said it.
I said it. Turn it off now. It's done. It's only halfway through a series. Don't care. It's done. It's sorted. Let's get it off.
Yeah, and it's over.
First episode of Lost. We are lost. Done. Let's turn that one off.
Yeah,
we said it.
I'm
done.
over it. Completely over it straight away. How I Met Your Mother is off in like 15 seconds. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
in this case, it's How I Met Your Mother. Sorted.
Yeah, off. Sound.
Oh. So going back to the music. We're just talking about the new single, Joey and Zoe. Before that, we were talking about the first single. How do you feel like you've grown as musicians and songwriters from that first song to this upcoming EP?
Yeah, I'd say massively. Because, I mean, by the time we got around to putting that song out, I'd been playing in bands for like a year and a half. Like I had like a year and a half experience. Jack's first ever gig and he's only ever played is with Jetski. Do you know what I mean? He learned how to play bass while we were going. So his skills have improved drastically. And Alex and Elliot are getting into their like umpteen year, 15, 16, 17th year of playing instruments. And I think there's just like a confidence that comes with it. And also just seeing like how it works, how performing every night works and like how to control the crowd, how to instigate energy into people, how to write the songs based around what you want the crowd to do, and understanding how those two things play with each other is like, yeah, that we're always growing. And I'm sure if you asked me in a year from now, I'd say we changed, loads again. And I hope we carry on doing that because it's like one of my favorite parts about it.
I love that. It's awesome. As you just mentioned then playing live music and shows, like how was that for you as a performer becoming a frontman? Like you've got to engage with that crowd. You've got to, you're not just playing music anymore. You're a show. You've got to get that crowd going. How was that for you to do?
Good. I mean, it was fun and it was a fun thing to figure out how to do because I definitely have a bit of a persona on stage and I'm not entirely acting like myself at all times because I see that as a chance to, you've got to be a bit showmanistic and you've got to be a bit over the top to get people into what you're doing. And luckily, and I say it graciously, not gloating, our very first show was sold out with people who were ready to dance, and we've sold out a lot of shows since then both in Sheffield, and we've been able to jump on a lot of venues and show sizes that are somewhat irregular for a band as small as us and as fresh as us, as new. So having people there to instigate and to instruct, it gives you quite a bit of confidence because I worked for my friends' bands and participated in the teams around my friends' bands for ages, and I saw my friends saying to 10 people, including the sound and bar guy, "Come on, guys, get a circle pit going." You know what I mean? And it fall on deaf ears. I've seen it happen again and again. And growing up, going to little shows, I've seen it happen all the time. So I think not having to go through that to a certain extent and always being able to be around people who are interacting with the music has given me a confidence boost from the very first Jetski show. So I've found transitioning to being a front man and somebody who talks to everyone quite easy. I can't say that I've struggled with it, but I really enjoy it.
Beautiful.
Have you toured much? Obviously the pandemic would have absolutely shit all over that anyway for the past couple of years, but like, have you actually toured much out of Yorkshire? Have you been down Birmingham, down South Wales, that sort of thing at all? Yeah,
so the only shows that we've played like 3. I think we've played 4 gigs ever in Sheffield. And the entire time we space them massively, so we've gone and toured and outside massively. I mean, we just got off tour with Rome. That was really fun. Hit up Birmingham for the first time, which I spoke about just before we got on the podcast. Manchester and Leeds. Hull has always been very kind to us. Played our first London shows this summer. We've been to Haversige. You know what I mean? Is it Haversige or Hereford? We've been to Hereford, just short of Wales. We've been to all sorts of little places. You know, that was our second tour ever that we've just come off, and we've toured twice this year. So we're building that, you know, that repertoire and building fan bases in different places. And really, it's being able to go elsewhere and still be able to jump on shows that have quite a lot of people there has been greatly beneficial to us, because we're able to, you know, build fan bases in other places without purely relying on the stuff on the internet getting to them.
Wonderful. I'll have to look out for Cardiff then, because I'm in Newport. So,
nice.
I'll be keeping my eyes out on Cardiff.
Yeah, next year, man, 2023, our books are busy. We can't wait to tell people what we've got coming up. We're really going all out next year on the shows.
Nice.
Where, just out of interest, where in Birmingham did you play?
Played at Mama Roo's. We played in Birmingham.
I love Mama Roo's. Really
it's
nice
really
little
fun.
venue. Yeah.
They've got a weird little stage setup going on. They there's a big scaffolding that runs around the outside of the stage. And when we were playing, you know, there was a little bit of movement. It was like people getting pushed up against the scaffolding. And I was like, with no security around. And I was like, what's going on? This is crazy. This was really weird layout. But Birmingham was the first show of that tour for us, and we enjoyed it so much. Everybody was so kind, and you know, bought loads of merch and hung out afterwards. It was really fun.
That's what we like, see. What's Brummy's in all that bad, Mr. Stevens?
It was great. I got a free Subway in Birmingham off a piece of clothing that I was wearing, which is a very rare occurrence. I can't think of a time a fast food chain has ever given me anything for free. But yeah, Subway gave me a free sandwich.
What's a t-shirt?
Look, so what were you wearing?
I was wearing a Guilt Trip t-shirt, which is a hardcore band from Manchester on the record label that I work for. And I was just wearing it, and he was jamming his tunes, and I was like, "Are you listening to Guilt Trip?" And he had his Bloodstock band on, and he was like, "Just been and seen him. Probably one of my favorite bands ever." And he said he only recently immigrated to the country as well. He was struggling to find friends into the same music that he was in. So I gave him a bunch of the metal and hardcore forums that I'm in on Facebook and stuff. I was just there's all these places where, you know, if people want to go to shows on their own, you can link up with them, and they will hang out purely based off your music interest, you know. And he was a lovely guy. And then I went to pay for my Subway, and he was just like, "No, you're all good." And I was like, amazing. I was like, "This is incredible. Never got free Subway."
That is
rad.
awesome.
Yeah, I was gassed. Shout out Guilt Trip, got me a free Subway. That's some absolute plug right there.
we spoke to Guilt Trip at Bloodstock. So yeah, they were
nice.
really nice guys.
Yeah, they're all very cool.
But so, what you were saying there, though, that's a big part of the message we like to follow. Then you've probably seen the Sophie Lancaster banner in the background. That when we were at Bloodstock, we were speaking to people to try and promote the fact that, you know, the alternative subculture is like a family, and that is a perfect story right there. That was sure. That was beautiful.
Yeah, man. Bloodstock this year was amazing. It was probably one of my favorite times ever going to a festival. Or working a festival, whatever you want to say. But yeah, it were incredible, and to see my friends do so well while they were there were awesome. I can't lie, it was just so cool to see things from where I'm from growing in a big way. Malevolence absolutely shredded it. I was there last year when they played the main stage, and I was shocked at how many people knew what was going on and knew the songs and pits and all that sort of stuff. And then to see him pack out that tent, this one just gone and do what they did, was just fuck. Yeah, so sick. Man. Yeah, Bloodstock's rad. Everyone who works there is rad. Lovely people all around. Can't say enough good things about them.
We love it. Also, rather hot this year. Yeah.
Oh my days. Yeah, dude. I was running back and forth with the van with waters all day. It was just pouring bottled water over my head. I was dying. It was killing me. And you know what's mad? And I love it, yeah, is metal fans have no care for the weather. I saw people walking around in full leather gear, right? Leather, vest and then coat and then top hat and chaps and big boots and whatever, just hacking it, having the best time. Do you know what I mean? Whereas you get a Leeds Fest every year, and there's a dude who's wearing short shorts and nothing else, and he gets sunstroke and he has to be in the A&E tent for like half the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's like, oh, he just passes out. He's had too many Copperbergs. And then at Bloodstock, everybody's walking around in full leather gear. No one's wearing a single colour. It's black everywhere. And everyone's just necking 9 pints, just completely hydrated and fine. Like, it's actually impressive. Like, Bloodstock was just amazing. What a place.
Yeah. 35 degrees? Fuck off.
Yeah, innit? Just send it. Just absolutely send it. Like, I noticed at like one point in the day there was like a really small. I like went and had a wander around while I had nothing to do, and there was a little tent, like a tiny tent in the middle. It was between the second and the main.
Oh, the Jägermeister tent. Yeah,
the Jägermeister tent. And what I'd realised is there was a few people in there genuinely for the band, 100%. Do you know what I mean? There was like some kind of doom band playing, and but what I'd realised is it was like people had sort of congregated there and were kind of waiting for their turn in the shade for a minute. It was like I was stood watching the band and like with some friends, and like people around me were kind of like trying to gauge whether I was like gonna move forward because they wanted to get more in the shade. And it felt very weird vibe for a festival, you know. But yeah, nothing else to say about Bloodstock apart from it's rad.
It's great. I just want to throw it out there. Jeans and Lemon Haze, fucking bangers. Absolute bangers. They were the two that really stood out. So, you know, I'm not trying to sit your dick or anything. Genuinely.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Yeah, I'd say they're probably my favorite, like 2 out of the whole bunch. Jeans is about my nan. So like that's a nice song. Yeah, it's just it's my nan passed away and I was just like feeling about writing about all the good times, you know, as a way to sort of move past it and shine a good light on it. And I just wrote something about that. And then Lemon Haze is just like purely about going to Cornwall in the summer with the only intention of drinking, skateboarding, surfing and smoking weed. Like an incredible period in my life where that was on the top of my priority list. So yeah, both like very contrasting song topics, but yeah, I'd say my favorite.
Ever so sorry for your loss though, sir.
Yeah.
Fucking
but at the same time, I got to go to Cornwall, smoke loads of weed, drink loads of beer, surf and skate. So, you know, there's ups and downs.
Yeah, exactly. But a question I like to ask every single musician: music videos, participating, making them, etc. Love them or hate them?
Oh, I love them, 100%. So good. So much fun. Yeah.
Spend that time making them and participating, etc.
Yeah, we did the first I did the first 3 music videos ourselves. I think we did like the Easy Peeler one, the Lived In one, and then we did we got a song called Backstep. We did a music video for, but that was just like a live music video of a show we played. So yeah, we'd always paid a particular amount of attention to them, just because there's some of I fucking love music videos. I think they're sick. Just like all the new ones are amazing. Like earlier we were talking about people like the Static Dress, like visually, like it's just incredible, so sick. But then like going back, man, like music videos were like on telly all the time and was like a big thing. Do you remember like there was like a Nelly, you know that Nelly, I love you. Like she had like a Motorola placement in that music video, and someone's like texting, but it's on like XL. Like there's loads of these little like nuggets from music videos that I just love and make me remember the artist and make me remember the song more because of that. And yeah, we just worked with Aaron from While She Sleeps on the 2 new music videos we've just done, the Joey and Zoe and the Curbside video, which is yet to be released. That was the first time we were working with somebody else, and he made that process so much fun, and he allowed us to contribute and to change, and then also there were times in which she was like, this is how something needs to be and I need you to trust me, and we trusted him, and what he's come out with is incredible. So yeah, look, moving forward, like there's a certain point where my skill set was reached in terms of what I could make for Jetski. Like I was like, oh, we kind of like need to level up, and I can't gain 10 years experience in you know in a year, so it's time to like work with somebody else. And yeah, working with Aaron has been class, and anybody who's listening who plays in bands, I can't recommend you go and hit him up for a music video, because it's such an enjoyable process. Such a lovely man,
especially after he's come up a massive tour with Parkway Drive as well.
Yeah, he got me and Jack into one of the part where we went to the Nottingham show, and I was just blown away. Honestly, it's my first time seeing While She Sleeps. So like, I've been around them loads. I mean, they were at Bloodstock last year, but I was working, so it was just like in and out. And then I did the O2 Academy show. But again, was working, so was loading out when they were on stage. So this was the first time I got to see him, and to see them in an arena was incredible. And they also really, they just fucking blew me away, man. This is no disdain to Partway Drive or to Lorna Shore, because Partway Drive, I listened to him since I was a kid, and I fucking love that band. And Lorna Shore, that man is gifted. It's just something different about his voice. It's like nothing I've ever heard. But neither of them felt like bands. I can't lie. What like Lorna Shore felt like I don't know. It felt like a spectacle. It was just like watching this bloke make these noises that you just can't fucking imagine. Do you know what I mean? It's incredible. I mean, musically super heavy, super tough. And then Partway Drive are like a theatrical production now.
Yeah,
like there's a lot happening on stage, a lot of pyrotechnics, a lot of things that build it, which I understand why they do that stuff, because it makes it amazing for the people who are in the rafters. Do you know what I mean? It's great. But when While She Sleeps stepped on stage, man, the energy I felt like I was in a tiny room. You know what I mean? I felt like I was in a small 100 cap, 200 cap venue. There was like an energy, something like happened in the room. And yeah, I can't wait to see him again. The next opportunity that I get to go watch him, I'll go again, because I love bands that make big stages feel small, and they did that. It felt very like intimate and personal, and yeah, just so sick to see people like from same city we are just killing it. It's awesome.
Amazing. I love this. This has been so much fun. Before we start wrapping up and letting you go, though, just realize if there's anyone listening to this who aren't familiar with Jetski, first off, how would you describe your music to them to sell them on it? And also, is there a particular song, maybe one or two, you'd suggest people go check out? Like, yeah, this is what we do.
It's like budget Weezer, so it's like a Poundland. It's like a Poundland Weezer. And if you're going to check any tune out, go and check out Joey and Zoe. It's the newest tune off our new EP, and I hope you like what you find. If you do like what you find, you can find us at Jetski the band on all forms of social media. That is what I'd say to those people.
Poundland Weezer, what a fucking way to say it.
It's bang on though, innit? You got to be honest. You got to be fucking honest about what you do. It's Poundland Weezer. It is.
Oh, I love it. Mr. Stevens, do you have any more questions for our wonderful guest?
Yeah, so like I've got two actually. First of all, what's the plan for you boys then? What's next? EP is obviously coming out 21st of October, but what's coming 2023?
Just so many shows. So many shows. That's the main aim of 2023, is to get out there and really hone in on what we do live. Our favorite part about this whole thing is going out there and playing shows, recording more music. We're nearing sort of being ready to head back into the studio. Not too sure what's going to be the outcome of that, whether we talked about doing an album, we've talked about doing some more singles and some more EPs, so not sure what will go there. I can tell you that there'll be a single out early next year in January, which is already locked and loaded, ready to go, and I'll shoot it to you guys after we finish doing this. You can check it out.
Hero.
Just trying to be a band in trying times. Just going to try and have as much fun as possible as we can next year, and hopefully wherever you're from, we'll be having fun near you sometime soon. That'll be the main goal 2023. Loads of shows.
Incredible Looking forward to that very much so. And finally, when Jetski first started, when you brought your friends in from their band that broke up, etc., and brought Jack in to play bass, did you ever think that this is where Jetski would be right now?
Not at all. I mean, we were always quite intent on what we were doing. We knew we wanted to present it in a way that we were proud of, whether that be working with producers that we've worked with, like Jim Pinder, who's somebody who covers Bring Me the Horizon and While She Sleeps and Malevolence and Bullet for My Valentine. So whether it's like a care in craft or like a care in how we package things out to people, that'd be the merchandise and and the music videos and all the visual components that go along with what we do. We always did that for us. It was never really an aim of like gaining traction. We just wanted to be proud of what we did and feel like we package it in the best way. And then obviously that is a reason why people get into bands. So stuff has grown. But yeah, I definitely didn't see us playing on things like Radio 1 and whatever, and having the support from big bands that we do, you know, and having support from the people within the industry that we do. So yeah, I definitely didn't see it coming like this. And, you know, we're still doing things the same way we've always done them. There's not too much new. And I think it's a process that we're going to hold on to and keep on doing. And yeah, I didn't see it like this, but I'm stoked that it's gaining a little bit of traction. It's really cool. It's really fun. Like to play music for nice people.
I'm very, very excited to see what comes next for you guys. Like, I'm going to be looking out for that and believe, and I wish you every success, Charles. Like, I really hope that, you know, a year, 2 years, 5 years, however long it takes, that you guys will be up there playing with the big boys, smashing out the fucking park, as I imagine you do on a nightly basis.
Oh man, yeah, I really appreciate it, and thank you guys for having me on. You know, this is the first time that I've done an informal, long form discussion like this, so I apologize for any babbling on and anything that you might want to cut or anything like
Nothing
that.
at all. We love it.
But you made me feel very, very comfortable, and you're very nice to reach out to ask to do it. So yeah, thank you for having me on, lads. I appreciate it.
Right. Charles, there's something we used to do on this show. I say we used to, but basically we haven't done it in quite a while, but I figured we're having fun. Let's bring it back. Would you like to play our little game we call the quick fire round?
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to say something dumb, like off the bat, but
it's nice and easy. It's 5 very simple questions, and you're going to know the answers because it's all about you, but you just got to answer them as quick as you can.
Okay.
Simple as that.
All right. Yeah.
Nice and easy one that we like to call the Adam Lancaster special. What's your favourite cheese?
Like Gouda, anything smoked.
Oh, yes. Strong start.
Strong start. We like it. What's your favourite breakfast cereal? They're not all food related, I promised.
Really boring, but hand to God, it's bran flakes. I fucking love bran flakes.
Bran flakes.
Good man. Just
again. Class cereal.
I've got 2 boxes already. They're great.
Tasty and keep it regularly. You can't argue with them.
For sure.
If you were to have a time machine, would you go back in the past or future in time?
Forwards. I know what's happened. I'm not interested in any of it. I go forwards.
I feel like that was the most northern answer ever given. I've seen what happens. Yeah. I'm done. Let's go forward.
You weren't ever better than this, were you?
I don't care.
You weren't ever any better than this. It might have looked a bit better, but it weren't. It was bad.
If you were to get a tattoo to commemorate your career so far, what would it be?
We spoke about. Yeah, I have. I mean, because I was really. That was like direct beam consciousness shit. Like I didn't think about what I was saying. I just told you exactly what I thought. I'm sorry. I know it's quick fire. Say that one again.
If you were to get a tattoo to commemorate your career so far, what would it be?
I don't know. Like probably a jet ski. If not, maybe the particular strain of weed, lemon haze, somewhere on my body. I mean, that would maybe cool. I don't have any yet, so it seems like a big choice. But yeah, probably a little jet ski. Seems fitting.
And last but not least, if they were to make a movie about your life, who would play you in that movie?
I don't know. That's a fucking tough one. Does it have to be like someone I think could be good at it, or someone I just want?
Anyone.
Overall?
Liam Neeson.
Oh, yes.
All the way through, but like with his Scottish accent and everything about him's like the same. Like he doesn't try and play me. It's just Liam Neeson, and he's like me at all ages. So if it's like a full thing of my life, like up until now, I mean, I'm like 23 now. So like, but if it was like recounting my life at 3 years old, I want it to be Liam Neeson as he is now. Like not like a CGI young Liam Neeson. I want it to be like my mum talking to a full-grown Liam Neeson as if he is a 3-year-old.
Liam Neeson and the napper. Mother, I require changing.
All the way through. Maybe probably quite entertaining. Yeah, stumped me with that one, so I just took piss. So yeah.
Oh, that's a fucking great answer. I love it.
Why is Liam Neeson wearing nappies at 3, Jamie?
Oh, it's the idea of Liam Neeson in a nappy, all right?
It's the first
pretty
thing on the shot list for the day. Get him in the nappy now. Need it immediately.
I have a particular set of skills of putting on a Pampers.
Yeah, I think that'd be the vibe for me. Yeah, I'd like that.
I absolutely love it. This has been so much fun, Charles. Thank you so much for doing this, man.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it, guys. It's been really fun.
Before we let you go, though, I know you briefly touched on before. Any plugs, social medias, websites you want people to go check out? Sure
thing. At jetskitheband.com on all forms of social media. jetskitheband.com for all. Wait, did I just say at jetskitheband.com the first time around? I fucked the plug. I did, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
I fucked the plug. We're a band called Jetski. You find us literally everywhere. Just have a go, man. You'll probably find it. Don't search water sports. Plug. Fuck the plug. So, you know what I mean? Wrote it out. Jetski the band @.com, Spotify, YouTube, other forms of media. Find it all wherever you'd like.
Really appreciate you taking the time, man. Thank you so
much. It's been super fun. Thank you. Yeah, your questions are really fun, man. And that was like I'm often, because of what I do for work and stuff, I'm often like stood at the side while people are doing longer form interviews and all of that sort of shit. And I'm often like, oh, these are some fucking dry questions, and like that didn't feel like dry questions. It was really fun to talk to you both.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Pleased to hear it. Really do appreciate it. Yeah.
If you want to do anything in future, just give us a shout. It was really fun, and I think you'd both talk super well with like the rest of the members of the band, so it'd be fun to do multiple people.
Definitely. I agree. I think maybe we should do something maybe in person next time.
Oh yeah, it'd be lovely. If you want to pull up to any shows, I mean, where are you both based? Where?
I'm Birmingham, like I said, but
you're Brum, and then you said Cardiff.
Newport, South Wales. Yeah, by Cardiff.
So I mean, our next show is on the 7th of November in Liverpool, which I guess is somewhat of a stretch for the pair of you.
Yeah. We'll figure something out, Charles. We'll get something.
Yeah, as soon as we get close together, just give us a shout.
Will do. Like appreciate it, my friend. Have a great evening.
Lads. You too.
Take care, buddy. See you later.
Bye bye. What a sensational interview. So much fun. I love this one.
A word that's rarely used anymore. Splendid, I would say. Absolutely splendid. Wonderful interview. Charles, thank you so much for taking the time out of your evening, my friend, to sit and chat to us. We really enjoyed it. We hope that you're all smashing out for the family EP right now and getting that in your ears whilst watching us. And we really hope that you guys enjoyed listening to it or watching it as much as we did recording it.
All right. Is this thing on?
Well, howdy doody, everybody.
This is Braden Berry from Say We Can Fly, founder of Stay Cozy Clothing, your one-stop shop for the coziest, most fashionable hoodies, t-shirts, and more.
Gosh, Mickey.
That's right, folks. And we're proud to say that we are now sponsoring
the Chronicles of Podcast. Ouch.
Hosted by Tom and Jamie.
Like, you can get 10% off, man.
That's right, Shaggy. Just use the special code, The Chronicles, at checkout.
Oh, boys.